Yo, what up? Is the pick a card for achieving your goals, achieving success. Now we have three cards, and if you're not watching this from my Facebook channel, I want you to pick the first card, the second card, or the third card. So I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to meditate on which card that you want. We have card number one, card number two, card number three. All right. Now I'm just gonna keep it real with you guys. I took a couple notes from my book, from two books and a website on which what these cards mean. All right. Now you have to excuse the noise in the hallway. They're doing some construction, putting some carpet and whatever they're doing. But okay. So if you pick the first card, we have the Empress Reverse, and this is my Tarot of the Vampire deck. Very beautiful. I love this deck so much. Now, the Empress card, the Empress is the daughter of the priestess, right? She embodies Venus. Now, this message is for you to be open, creatively. All right. Make sure that you clear yourself of all creative blocks. Make sure that you clear the dependence on others that you have. Make sure that you are adding more love and virtue to your actual goals and what you're doing. Make sure that you have a lot of self love on your path, pursuing your new career, achieving your goals, and whatever forms of success that you want. Okay, make sure that you are not giving away your personal power. Now, this might be you might be doing too much as far as the work that you have right now. You might just be putting too much energy into your 9 to 5, which is a problem for a lot of people. The last job I had, it was horrible for me trying to achieve my goals because I put so much physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual energy into that job. I really couldn't do much when I came home besides unwind, decompress, and things like that. So, this is making sure that you add more love to your life, more positivity, and your don't neglect your own mental space and your own spiritual and emotional space to maintain and to survive. Make sure you might have to just make some sacrifices. You might just have to downsize. You might just have to not, you know, do what you would normally do for you to be able to achieve your goals. All right. Make sure that you constantly create spaces for your creativity and you to be one. Now, next, if you pick that second card, we have Judgments reversed. Ooh. All right. Now, this card is an indication that you need to set yourself up to win. You need to make sure that you make the choices that you need to make for you to be successful. You need to make sure that you are able to make these choices through your diet, through exercise, through yoga, through different breathing exercises, whatever you need to do to make sure that your mind is clear, make sure that you're lucid and in a position to make clear choices and use good judgment. You need to be doing these things. All right. Now, my notes say the judgment appears when reversed, when the universe is trying to send you a message. Now, of course, you do need to be looking at these reoccurring numbers. You do need to be tapping into your ancestors at this point because your ancestors often speak to the people in your lives, whether that be a coworker, whether that be your blood family, your friends. Listen to what they say, fill out their energy because your ancestors might hop in these people's bodies or their minds real quick and send you a message through them. You can oftentimes tell this through eye contact. All right. Um, this card is also about making sure that you make the proper sacrifices, which is a something that I got from this first card, okay, the Empress. But at the same time, you do have to know that you cannot always play it safe. You do have to know that you need to be looking at your successes and build on your successes. Do not let the negative energies and don't let the negative thoughts and the thought processes and the habits that you have stop you from your goals and stop you from achieving. Make sure that you listen to these messages and make sure again you set yourself up to win. Make sure that you have these spaces and put your aces in places for you to be able to allow this energy to flow to you naturally, freely, and easily, so you can be clear, so you can be here, so you can be now. Okay? Because to be honest, that's what I said on one of my Facebook posts about a year ago. Okay, time is not the most important thing in life. The ability to make good choices is the most important thing in life. So make sure your left brain is in alignment with your right brain. Make sure your right brain is in alignment with your left brain, and make sure both brains are in alignment with the universe. Clear, good diet, good company. Making sure that you don't hang around these infectious people, making sure that you block out all negativity. If people are stressing you out and they're not paying you, or even if they are paying you, people are stressing you out and the environment's not healthy, do what you have to do to escape that. Okay. Now, lastly, guys, we have the Five of Swords. It says the Five of Knives in this deck, but that's fine. The Five of Swords. Now, the Five of Swords is all about conflict. This is about, well, the message for this pertaining to your goals is to make sure that you focus on the end results, and know that these obstacles that may come to you don't have to be they don't have to be conquered in a messy way. Okay, because this card is all about defeat. Well, a lot of it is about defeat. It is about imbalance. Venus and Aquarius. Okay, so we have to understand, of course, Venus is the lover, Aquarius is the rebel. Okay, trying to initiate, very similar to Martian energy, very similar to that Aries gang energy, but making sure that you have a good balance of these. Okay, because Venus has a very airy feeling to her, as well as earthy, and Aquarius has a very airy feeling to him, as well as watery. So you do have to get that clear balance, that clear sense of intellect, that clear sense of direction, that clear sense of freedom, and you do have to use the imagination and the wonder elements that come from both of these elements, from the Venetian element and the Aquarian element, and fuse those so you can visualize, so you can feel and believe that it's going to be a flawless victory. Everybody's body doesn't have to be a body, okay? You can go where you need to go, and choose your battles, pick your battles wisely, and understand that what you don't have to compete. I like to think of going into a lot of things as not a new opportunity to compete, but a new opportunity to show people what is different, what separates. This is where I shine clearly, because a lot of people know me that have no business knowing me, but because I know what I'm doing, because I know how to market myself, because I know how to speak to people, because I'm not chasing the money constantly 24/7. A lot of people have a lot more respect for what I do, how I handle myself, as opposed to, I'm not gonna say any names, but it's just facts. And that's what we have to just realize. My numbers, they don't do how they need to be doing, but a lot of people know me for a lot of good reasons. All right. So making sure that you understand, my message to you is to make sure that you understand, yes, this is a very dog eat dog world. This is very competitive, whatever you may be doing. But don't see it as that, especially if you're doing something creative or something, especially if you're an artist or a rapper or a singer or anything like that. You do have to understand, yes, there might be a lot of people in your field, but this is more opportunity for you to understand that you have more opportunities to recreate yourself. You have more opportunities to prove your uniqueness. You have more people that are going to try to do what you're doing that are not as good as you, that are going to make a fool of themselves. That's not going to last as long as you. Now, this is where that Martian from me comes out. Okay? Because yes, it's if you don't turn it into a competition, it's not going to be. I don't compete with anybody because I don't feel anybody can compete with me anyway. So, what you do need to understand is, at this point, the more competition, the more people who are trying to do what you do, the more the more chances that people are going to drive them towards you anyway. The more opportunities that people are going to fail, the more people you can learn from. If it was just me and Mike and Magical Lady Duchess and Aquarius and whoever else, I'm trying to think of somebody else. I can't. Chula Chakras. Shout out to Chula Chakras. If it was just us seven, I really wouldn't have much to learn. All right. I don't even watch anybody but myself, anyways, because that's just not good for what I do. But if it was just those couple people, and I didn't have anybody to, I didn't have such a wide variety of people to learn from, I wouldn't be so amazing at, well, that's not true. But there would be less of a potential if I was a different personality for me to be amazing at what I do. If you have that same mentality, if you understand that you do need to pick your battles wisely, you do need to take these opportunities of this darkness, okay, of these so-called battles, you do have to understand that you have every tool possible that you can have, which is yourself, okay. So make sure that, yes, there's going to be conflict. It's going to be conflict, but it doesn't have to be messy. You don't have to lose an eye. You don't have to lose a tooth. You don't have to lose a finger. You don't have to get a scratch on your body. Things could be done clean. Things could be done with a lot of self control. Things could be done and it could be a clean sweep and nothing bad has to happen. That's the mentality I have. You know, that's why nothing ever, that's my mantra. Nothing ever bad happens to me. And it's true. It's true. And sad enough, even when bad things do happen, the jail, the conflict, the losing my whole family, I don't view those as bad things. I really don't. You know why? Because I learned from them and a lot of things don't affect me. I don't know why. It's always been like that. That I just brought that from my childhood. There's a lot of good things I brought from my childhood and a lot of bad things I brought from my childhood. But that is number one, my favorite thing. You know? But keep that, man. Nothing bad is gonna happen to you. You see this? You see this dark shadow figure? And you see this lady sleeping? Okay, you see that? This guy is spiritually attacking her in her dream world. And does she look bothered? Does she? No. Because she knows she's enough to deal with whatever is going on. And she knows it's good. Now another note that I took on this card is that you have threats to your own happiness and you seek to win at any cost. I said this to somebody that I despise, but it was some good advice. Never go to war with somebody who is okay with losing it all. Never go to war with somebody who has nothing to lose. Never do that. Okay? I'm gonna give you that same advice, but I'm gonna flip it. Never seek to win a lot of things. I'm not gonna say anything, because some people really care about their children and their families and all of that. That's cool. But never put yourself in a state of mind where you're okay with losing it all. Never put yourself in a state of mind where you are okay with, where you feel like you don't have anything to lose. Both of those two things, one in certain instances is okay. When you're like, you know what, I really want to be a singer. I don't care if I got to sleep in a freaking studio in the worst part of my neighborhood and in the worst part of town. Okay, if you have that mentality, if you're okay with putting your life at risk to do certain things. Actually, I just read that that's a great mentality to have in the Napoleon Hill book. I forgot what it's called. Okay, I personally don't like to live like that. That's probably why I go through some of the things I go through. But at the least, you should not be putting yourself in a mentality where you feel like you have nothing to lose. If that's the case, you should probably be doing something else. If you feel like you have nothing to lose, you shouldn't go to war, bro. If you don't have anything to lose, war is about having everything to gain. not nothing to lose. That is some. It starts with an S and it ends with a idle. Don't put yourself in that state of mind. Okay, trust me, it's not a good place to be. But that is all, man. It's Aaron Moses on the bank. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really want to do more of these. It took me a while to prepare all these notes and get a clear understanding of what exactly I needed to say. But that's it, man. It's Aaron Moses on the bank. You the bang with the bang together, man. Peace.